I would never want to work in this business. No.
Slate one, take one.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you don't realize.
I personally like that intensity. I think that's fun. But it's kind of made me aware that there is a lot more that goes into filmmaking than I initially thought.
Like this stay in your lane thing is like really important.
My name is Hannah and I am here doing the film school, filming on your taste buds.
My name is Claudia, I'm from Germany.
My name is Michael. I definitely think Hayden from Melbourne was a big highlight.
He really knows what he's doing, and like having like the overview, like being AD, but also having experience as director. That was pretty cool. Like meeting someone who was like actually doing the work. At the beginning of the seminar, I was pretty convinced that like the whole story writing and screenwriting is like my part, and I'm probably very good at it. But through this phase, I kind of realized it's really challenging because it's not about, you're not telling the story in your way, you're telling the story in a way that someone else can understand it.
When Scott said teamwork, I was like, oh God, okay, cool. Like that's something that I think God has really challenged me with, is like valuing team. And the reality is like, we can't do it by ourselves. I'm somebody who likes to kind of like take the reins. And I think there's definitely an element of trusting people with their role, and will they do it like to the best of their ability, and will it be up to the standard that we personally want.
A lot of input and information was coming, and then we had this hands-on thing and a lot of things to do, and then we had like this time when we really had to be in focus.
It was in the first week of like the course, and we'd just been like learning, I guess, about filmmaking, and just being like chucked in and being like, okay, like you have 12 hours to make something. It's just like, it was like, oh my gosh, like what do we do?
For the 12-hour film project, I had heard a few stories about last year's one and how hectic and crazy and fun it is. So I guess I had like a bit of an understanding of like what it would kind of take.
I think this one moment where like people were asking me things and I hadn't figured it out yet, because it was like we had so few, we just had not a lot of time, and so there were things I didn't have time to think about yet, but they needed an answer, and I was like, okay, I didn't even think about that by myself, but we'll just do it that way.
It was so cool to come up with like a concept for the film and just throwing around ideas and being like, oh, what if we do this? And it was the most random ideas. We're like, okay, let's go with it and we'll have fun and make it.
This is the impossible task.
Sound speeding.
Camera, roll.
Scene 2, slate 30, take 1.
That's it. Already set. Action. Cut.
I really enjoyed the assistant directing role. The second time we got to produce the short film, we had more time to prepare, and that definitely helps. Pre-production is so important.
It affects the end result, but actually having the whole mindset of like, I want to go to this spot, I want it to be this way, so I have to prepare now for it to be that way.
It was quite a challenge to scout out locations and find a cast and do a lot of behind the scenes kind of planning and logistical work. That takes time.
On our final project, I had the opportunity to be on camera, which was also really nice because you can literally put the picture in the frame, but on the same hand I found it pretty challenging, like the whole technical side to it, and also of the part not being in charge. That was challenging for me.
It was really fun, like directing the last film that we did. It was like really challenging for me because I hate making decisions. So I actually been able to be director, and pretty much your job as director is to make decisions about the film.
I remember just sitting there going, we're stuffed, we literally got nowhere to go. And then something hit me, and I was like, oh no, I should keep trying. Like just give it one more go, as my dad would say. Don't take no for an answer. Just keep going for it and ask different people, ask different ways, and you'll be rewarded. Probably something I'd tell someone that was brand new to filmmaking would be that it's really cool to actually look into what goes into making a film, like the whole aspect of teamwork and all the different roles.
You can be very particular, like just with sound or just with a story, or and you don't have to be like a multi-talent to be into filmmaking.
Within the film industry, like everyone has like a different gifting, and they all kind of work together to make something which we can watch and enjoy and be entertained by.
That's a real good feeling, like, you know, you just get the warm fuzzies, as Scott would say.
Can you see that? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
The last shot is called Margarita, no. Cocktail shot, no. The last shot is called Martini shot.
And cut.
That's a wrap.
Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, packing everyone. That's it. Goodbye. Good job.